His only defeat coming at the hands of Honda riders.
And believe that
James Stewart did what he was expected to do back east. He dominated 6 of 7 events. The only blemish coming when a practice crash forced him out of the Indy round, where Josh Hansen captured his first career victory. It's Bubba versus Hot Sauce. The Dave Coombs Sr. East-West Shootout from Las Vegas is next. And our thanks to the F-14 Tomcats from Virginia's Naval Air Station Oceana, the Checkmate Squadron VF-211, as we welcome you to Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada for the THQ AMA Supercross Series. This is the Dave Coombs Sr. East-West Shootout. We're expecting a capacity crowd tonight here in Las Vegas. And hello once again, everyone. I'm Todd Harris. Well, tonight it all comes down to this, a prize fight in the desert. East meets West, James Stewart Jr. headlining for the East, and Ivan Tedesco headlining for the West. Joining me, my colleague all year long, Cameron Steele. Cameron, we got to this point, and it couldn't be a better matchup.
Well, I just can't wait to see these guys getting together, throwing a little bit of elbows. I was in the pro circuit rigging. They're jiving along a little bit, saying, hey, Ivan's won more races than James. Why can't he win this thing? And, you know, I totally agree after watching practice that Ivan has been on his game. The fans here in Vegas are having a good time, and we're looking forward to these guys getting down to it. And, you know, when it really shakes down, it's going to come to a start for Ivan Tedesco. He's got to get out in front of James and then try to ride a wide bike.
And Bubba is feeling very good. Watching him in practice, he is on fire. Well, it all culminates right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the official destination of Supercross. Let's take a look at the point standings right now. You can see how these gentlemen got here. In the 125 West, Ivan Tedesco won every race except one. Nathan Ramsey broke his streak. And in the 125 East, it was the James Stewart show. Remember, he had to sit out Indianapolis because of an injury. But Cameron, both these men are healthy. They're ready to go. The rest of the riders are here. It's going to be fantastic. Right now, why don't you take us on a lap in the MX Unleashed track experience.
And MotoWorldRacing.com rider Steve Boniface is taking us around the track today. This is the Dirtworks Design a Lane competition area. It's a rhythm section, very tricky. A couple different options. Boniface off the triple jump, and then these ones, you'll jump into them, and they're super fast. On the left side, the view Boniface has. On the right side, well, now it's all what he sees. You could triple do this. Maybe someone will do it. Boniface electing to do a bunch of doubles, elevated left-hand turn, and then another rhythm section. Jump through, a couple different hits here, and then a left turn. This setup is tough for the triple jump. A lot of 125 riders having a hard time. The four strokes have a little bit easier time, and then a left turn and the whoop section shifted into fourth. Keep your momentum going. Don't drop in, and then a left-hand turn, and guess what then? More whoops. And that is your MX Unleashed track experience. Right now, let's go down to Todd, who has more on this track.
Rich Winkler and Dirtworks are the exclusive track builders for the Saturday evening spectacle we know as Supercross. For Rich and his crew, their work begins days ahead of time when the trucks roll in.
Tuesday is the opening day when we arrive at the stadium and set up our stuff, unload the trucks, and get started. We've got to have it finished for a Friday practice, so we have about 2.5 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, and most of the day Thursday.
It's a huge job to turn the stadium floor into a world-class racetrack.
Its averages 6,000 to 7,000 cubic yards of dirt used for a Supercross, which is almost 11,000 tons. I guess in 500 dump truck loads is probably easier for people to understand.
What it all adds up to is the world's greatest riders competing on the finest constructed tracks possible.
But what we're looking to do is combine the spectacular stuff, the big air, like the triple jumps, with technical rhythm sections where there's choices for the riders. The race is made in the corners and in the rhythm section, so that's the tough part. I mean, big air is easy. You get a feeling for how far the guys can jump, and you can build a big jump. But to make something challenging to them where there's choices where they can pass is tougher.
The Dirtworks crew is truly the best at what they do. But on our next broadcast, we will meet the lucky guy who got to see his design integrated in the Vegas track. beautiful night in Las Vegas, Nevada. It comes down to this, the 125 East-West Shootout. It should be a good one. Here's how you make it to the main event. 2 heats, 9 transferring each, 1 LCQ, 4 transferring out of there. And that takes us to 22 total riders for the Dave Coombs Sr. Memorial East-West Shootout, Cameron. It is going to be fantastic as we take a look at our Thor starting grid. James Stewart, Broc, Hepler, Danny Smith, all Carpenters there. Kelly Smith, Brian Mills, Steve Lamson, Davi Millsaps, and the rest of the crew. Right now, let's check in quickly with Jamie Little.
Well, you know, James Stewart's always doing something special. Tonight, he's taking a retro style 1989 Damon Bradshaw gear. Word has it, Damon Bradshaw caught word of it, and he flew here tonight just to see Bubba race.
All right, thank you very much, Jamie. And Bubba Stewart always on the cutting edge of fashion. Turning out the old school work here today, but I don't think he's going to need old school, Cameron, when he gets off that line.
Definitely not, and he is the new beast from the East. That's what they used to call Damon Bradshaw, one of my favorite all-time riders, and, well, James is getting right up there with me as well.
125, heat number 1 from Vegas is off and running. To the inside we go. Look at this, number 60 to the front of the pack, Broc Hepler.
And, oh, look at this.
Oh, the young gun showing the way.
Millsaps just step into the triple, and they just groomed the track, so there's no rut. These guys have a good track to work with it. It's been a little tricky all day, very slippery. They said it was going to blue groove, get real hard, but right now it's looking sweet.
Well, James Stewart had some problems there. Came off his foot peg momentarily. He's back on the rivet. But out in front, the youngster, 16 years of age, doing it large in Vegas.
I talked to him during the day today, and I said, Davey, what's up with the 4-stroke? Because he was riding the 2-stroke. You see James Stewart coming through the pack. This is his first race, actually his first week on a 4-stroke, and Millsaps out there, almost pole shot, and he's out front, looking sweet right now.
Your leader, 125, heat number 1, 16-year-old Davi Millsaps on board the Suzuki, as Cameron alluded to. It's a 4-stroke, getting used to that big thumper, but right behind him, clad in the 89 Fox gears, James Bubba Stewart, and look at this, triple. He rolls the dice, and it comes up Yahtzee. James Stewart now sitting in 2nd place.
Oh, James Stewart, are you kidding me? We talked about that section, the triple. No one was doing it. James Stewart went for it. Now, there's also a 250 guy doing it, but in the 125, it is James Stewart all by himself on that. And we'll see if that's the difference to catch Hepler. James is one of only, I believe, 3 125 2-strokes in this heat right now.
Out in front, it's Davi Millsaps, James Stewart Jr. running in 2nd place, Broc Hepler running in 3rd, and here comes Bubba.
You see him clipping a wheel right there, but just grabbing the edge and on the gas right away, and he's now looking for a line, and, well, basically, this is the setup area. If he goes to the inside, Millsaps outside, watch for the triple.
He doubles that time, Cameron. Smart move as he was coming down that long straightaway. He does move into 1st place, so James Stewart goes in front of Davi Millsaps, and Millsaps done something that a lot of riders haven't done all year. At 16 years of age, he held off James Stewart for 2 laps.
Well, the question is, does he have anything for James now? Is he going to follow and try to find the lines, try to see what James is doing? But watching him practice today, James Stewart was so incredibly fast in the whoops, it was completely scary.
Here's the pass one more time. Stewart on the right side of your screen. He didn't triple Cameron, but he didn't need to.
Well, that section, that second triple, they basically have to jump over a 5-foot-tall mount off of a 2-foot takeoff that they're landing into. It's incredible. So when you see James do that, you know he's really pushing. We'll see if he does it on this lap.
Your leader, James Stewart, but Davi Millsaps is running a close 2nd. Here it is again. Triple. James Stewart on fire. We're going to come back to Vegas. 125, heat number 1, when return continues.
Motorcycle financing can have
Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the 125 East-West Shootout Dave Coombs Sr. Memorial. Your leader right now, James Bubba Stewart, as he sets up again for the triple. the double, and the double. And that time there's just too much traffic for him.
There is, and that's giving Millsaps a chance to stay within reach, even though James is starting to get out just a bit. Let's remember, these are all the East Coast riders riding this qualifying heat. In the next heat, all the West Coast riders. From there on, then we'll start combining them in the last chance qualifier. Everybody gets together, but right now we don't get to see Tedesco versus these guys. So right now it's up to Millsaps to try to run with James Stewart.
The white flag is out. Last lap on 125, heat number 1, and I got to give a lot of credit to Davi Millsaps. He has done something that a lot of riders have not been able to do, and that is stay within reach of James Bubba Stewart.
And you got to wonder about his game plan now. He may know he can run with him, but he doesn't need to beat him, so let's not kill ourselves in the heat race. Maybe smart racing, but the bottom line is James Stewart has been incredible. Let's see. Here's the one triple, and he triples again, and and he has to pull up. Jumping into that last elevated corner is a little bit sketchy.
So your leader, James Bubba Stewart, takes a look behind him as he runs the retro gear, as he brings it through. Stewart, at the start, not on form, but I think once he got the thing rolling, he was all business.
Remember, it's slippery out there just a little bit. Ryder getting lapped, looking back. Last whoop section. Watch him just skim the whoops.
Your winner, 125, heat number 1, James Bubba Stewart on board the Kawasaki. Your official results look like this. In heat number 1 is James Stewart, Davi Millsaps, Broc, Hepler, Danny Smith, and Ryan Mills rounding out the top 5. Let's send it down to Jamie Little.
All right, guys, very exciting first heat of the night. James, I was really surprised by Davi Millsaps. Did he surprise you?
No, David's a good rider. I always knew he had it in him. And, it's 15 laps long, and the track's really, really slippery right now. I think it favors more to the 4-stroke. So, just trying to go out there and stay up. And, he rode a good race, so we'll get back in the main where it's 15 laps. So let's see what he got.
It's never too early to plan for the new Supercross season. The 7th annual Maxxis US Open is only a few months away, and as always, the MGM Grand in Las Vegas is the official destination for the sport's richest event. This October 8th to the 10th, all of your favorite stars are expected to be on hand on their new rides for 2005. Ricky Carmichael, Chad Reed, and will we see James Stewart on a 250? Heat number 2 on the line as we take a look at the Thor starting grid. Ivan Tedesco, Nathan Ramsey, Stephane Roncada back and running. Cameron was pretty fast in practice.
He did, and out of the West Coast guys and the East Coast guys, Roncada was the #1 guy for practice times. Fastest lap time out there at a 53.869.
Wearing the #1 is Ivan Tedesco, the 125 West champion. I don't know, I'd be a little superstitious about changing my number, but he's going to do it. Here we go. This is 125, heat number 2, the 125 West qualifiers. Oh, and the #1 works just fine, thank you very much. To the front of the pack, Ivan Tedesco.
And right next to him, the 52, that's Craig Schnell on the factory connection bike. And you might wonder about the color. They're rocking it for the Hard Rock Hotel Casino.
Oh!
Whoa, that was the 80. Was that Josh Summey getting a little bit of a catch there from Boniface's onboard camera?
Number 42, Steve Boniface out of Murrieta, California on the Suzuki RM 125, running the helmet cam for us on MotorWorldRacing.com, America Suzuki and Fly. But your leader out in front, Ivan Tedesco, and look at this as the green flag comes out. This kid has got green on his mind, and I think he might be sending a message.
And we just saw James Stewart. He was sliding around. Let's watch and see how Ivan Tedesco's 4-stroke, see if it hooks up a little bit more. That could be the story. At the end of the night, if the track stays slippery, if it doesn't get blue moving hard, if it stays wet, and just a little bit of loose dirt, could be the story here.
Ivan Tedesco out in front, number 21, Roncada running currently in second place, and number 52, Greg Schnell, sitting in third.
And we know that Greg Schnell won some come-uppins after last week getting taken out in the main event, and he's ready to do it. He got a podium 2 weeks ago for his brand new team. Could be a player here tonight.
Well, let's talk about the track, Cameron. Last night, they did a lot of watering, soaked it down. I think they didn't want it to dry out because it was extremely hot today. Temperatures around 90 here in Las Vegas. Right now, it looks like you're right. The 4-strokes seem to be hooking up a lot better.
Well, the other thing is, too, there's really no 2-strokes out there. I mean, very few 2-strokes racing in Supercross here tonight in the 125s. And the track, like we've been talking about, right now, it is a factor. And look at right here. We've got a battle going down.
Going at it. This is the battle for 5th place right now.
Looks
Broc
like
Sellards, number 18, Troy Adams, number 61.
And right in front of him, we're looking at Josh Hansen. So Hansen, Sellards, and then behind them, Troy Adams on the Kawasaki.
This is 456. Hansen goes for the triple. Look at that. He triple doubles, and he gets himself a little extra room as we go back to our leader, Ivan Tedesco, rocking the 1 West as he picked up the 125 West title this year. Everyone looking for the big battle in the desert tonight, Tedesco versus Stewart. So as Ivan Tedesco continues to motor through Sam Boyd Stadium, we'll step aside, take a break. When we come back, more 125 heat number 2 from Las Vegas, Nevada. Stay with us. Welcome back to Sam Boyd Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's now time for the Suzuki Pit Experience, where we take you behind the scenes of the Supercross finale here in the desert. Chad Reed, Bubba Stewart, the entire crew, they're all here. I don't know how that guy got backstage, but Steve Brune's here, and 38,000 fans expected for the finale tonight. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada, Sam Boyd Stadium. Your leader right now, number 1W, the champion of the 125 West. That is Ivan Tedesco. And Cameron, he's on the right team at the right place at the right time.
He sure is. And something I want to point out, right when we came back there, you could see him in that section where Bubba was tripling, and it looks like he had problems doing some doubles. I think what's going on there is Tedesco knows he might have to triple, and he hasn't done it yet. So he's kind of taking a look there. Nate Ramsey coming up through the pack.
Nate Ramsey currently running in 6th place, trying to move up. This is 125 heat number 2. If you're just joining us, we're going 6 laps in the top 9. We'll move on to the main event as the white flag comes out. 11 on, go to the LCQ.
And Nate Ramsey, the only guy to beat Ivan Tedesco. He won in San Francisco, Todd, and we know he can win. I asked him today, what's the difference? He says, it's the little things. We're all so close.
Tedesco's taking a look at it one more time. There you see it. He did the triple, but then he doubled. Here comes Roncada, and give Roncada credit. He's running right behind his teammate. Again, this is a qualifying race, 125 heat number 2, but it's good for Roncada's momentum and his confidence to see that I can run with his teammate, the 125 West champion, Ivan Tedesco. So Tedesco goes to the whoop section. He'll make a left-hand turn. There's yellow flags out, so they'll have to take this rather cautiously. But so far, so good for Ivan Tedesco and Stephane Roncada. Your winner, 125 heat number 2, Ivan Tedesco. Official results, 125, heat number 2 look like this. Your winner, Tedesco, followed by Roncada, Schnell, Hansen, and Nathan Ramsey rounding out the top 5. Remember, it's the top 9 that move on to the main event. Right now, let's send it down to Jamie Little.
All right, guys, get this. A half of a second faster. Heat number 2, Ivan Tedesco, was actually faster than Bubba Stewart. Can you believe this? This is a big surprise. What is it going to take home the win here tonight and be the champ, the king of the 125 class?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to have to get a good start just like I did my heat race and, just do what I can. He's riding good, and, my teammate Roncada's riding really well tonight, too. So, it's going to be, I think, us 3 in the main.
While we have a break in the action here at sold-out Sam Boyd Stadium, it's time for this week's edition of the Honda All Access. And this week, Honda, AMSOIL, and the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino have teamed up and united their forces.
The riders and the Supercross fans have always enjoyed the Hard Rock. The Hard Rock has been, the #1 destination for everybody when they come to Vegas for the finals. So we decided, let's get behind it. Let's try a team and, let's do something really cool.
We talked to all of our primary sponsors that we use, AMSOIL, Chaparral, Honda, and told them about the opportunity here at the Vegas event, which is a pretty natural fit with the Hard Rock. Everybody liked the concept. Everybody liked the idea. A couple weeks ago, everything was finalized, and then we put all the wheels in motion to create basically what's here today.
Yeah, I think the Hard Rock coming on board does make a great match, and the casino is definitely full of energy, and it's a young crowd, and it's a young man's game right here that we're playing here at Supercross too. So I think that it makes perfect sense, and we're definitely excited to have them with us.
But what's up with the color scheme? Purple and gold when you're used to seeing red. Remember, we're in Vegas.
The purple, I didn't know what to expect, but I think it really looks good on the Honda, and it's got a little metallic shine to it, and bling is always good here in Vegas.
When I walked into the pits, I thought I was in the wrong pit at first. You expect to see red. but the purple jumps off the bikes. I think it'll be great for the weekend. I think it's great for the team.
We're very interested in moving forward with Supercross. The demographic is perfect for the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, and these guys, these athletes are, you know, they're fans of the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino as well. So we'll see what happens, but we're out there to support Supercross and to support the team.
So the Hard Rock Casino and Hotel teaming up with Kevin Windham, a dynamic duo indeed. When we come back to Las Vegas, it's the KTM Junior Supercross Challenge. Stay with us. One of the best parts of every Supercross race is the KTM Junior Supercross Challenge. If your grades are up to par and you're 7 or 8 years old, Sellards, Nariana, and the crew at KTM will make you a rock star for a night.
And the kids definitely feel like they are one of the crew here, the rock stars. They rock the same pits. They're on the same track, well, except for the whoop section. And the fans are in the stands. They love every single minute of it.
A new set of gear, autograph session. It's all part of the program here at the KTM Supercross Challenge. And in the end, all the winners from every stop meet up at the Maxxis US Open and duel it out in the desert. But tonight's winner was bike number 5, Seth Harnischfeger of Bowling Green, Ohio. Second place went to Nathan Avila, and third to Teddy Mechanics of Edgewood, Minnesota. Congratulations to all of our KTM Junior Supercross Challenge competitors. And we welcome you back to Sam Boyd Stadium as we quickly take a look at our 125 LCQ results and your Thor qualifying results as we get set for the main event. It was Justin Brayton picking up the victory, followed by Sonny Smith and Michael Blow. Early in the day, our Jamie Little had a chance to catch up with James Stewart during the track walk as he talked about last year's incident here at the 125 East-West Shootout.
It's pretty hard to believe that it's already been 1 year since James Stewart crashed just, well, it was right about here. One of the biggest get-offs of his entire career. And James, I know you were knocked out, but what do you remember from that night?
Not a lot, you know, just kind of, I remember jumping the quad and having people, you know, screaming out for me doing that. And I kind of remember sliding off the track, but besides that, you know, it's all a blank. I don't really remember doing the day, you know, I don't, basically, I try not to remember it anyway. You know, it was a hard crash, and I felt it the next day, but, you know, it was kind of good that I didn't really remember it because I might be a little scared right now.
Do you have any demons at all? Have you had to come to terms with the track again? I know a lot of riders talk about that.
No, you know, actually, you know, I'm the person, I try not to make the same mistake twice, and you know, I'm going to try to go out here and, you know, treat it like any other race and, you know, go for it. So I don't have any demons or nothing, so we should have a good night.
You know, and I just asked James, so what happened to the pink? Why don't we see it anymore? And he said, well, it all started right here last year, and then I came back and wore pink in Indy, and I crashed again, so no more pink. Guys?
Coming up, it's the duel in the desert. Ivan Tedesco, representing the 125 West, goes head-to-head with the champ of the 125 East, James Stewart. Stick around, the main event is next. Welcome back to Sam Boyd Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada, where tonight's attendance, 37,900 on hand. For the AMA THQ Supercross Series, this is the Dave Coombs Sr. East-West Shootout. Todd Harris along with Cameron Steele and Jamie Little, and we have got a great main event. It's East meets West. Ivan Tedesco, the 125 West champion, staging on the line, and he just so happens to be our Nissan Rider of the Week.
I'm Ivan Tedesco, number 29, from Murrieta, California. I ride for Pro Circuit Kawasaki Chevy truck. The nickname Hot Sauce came from my old team manager, Kenny Watson, when I rode for Plano Honda. I don't really know where it came from. I guess Tedesco, Tabasco, I don't know, that's where it came from. Yeah, you know, there's a bunch of us from Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where I grew up, and Isaiah Johnson, Keith Johnson, Kevin Johnson, Justin Buckaloo, Ryan Clark. There's a bunch of us, and we all grew up racing together, and we're all still here going at it, and you know, it was good. We're a bunch of good riders, and we're making a mark from Albuquerque. Yeah, the last couple of years, I think, I don't know, I just got overexcited on the track and would wreck and had a few injuries last year. I learned a lot from that, and this year came into the season and told myself I need to calm down a little bit and just ride like I can, and I did that and pulled off, what, 6 out of 7 wins, so it was a good season. Yeah, I get to race Bubba this weekend. I haven't raced him all year, and you know, the guy is an unbelievable rider. he's going to be really hard to beat, and I guess we'll see.
As we take a look at the Suzuki starting grid for the 125 East-West Shootout, Tedesco and Stewart are there. Stephane Roncada, who looked very fast, and Davi Millsaps may have been the biggest surprise today so far, Cameron.
Well, I'm looking forward to the guys going into this first corner, attacking extremely hard. It's such a tight left-hander. These guys are going to be packing it in, and they want to get there first and get on the gas quickly.
James Bubba Stewart running 2:59 in the retro gear in honor of Fox's 30th anniversary. To his right, 1W. That's Ivan Tedesco, the 125 West champion. The 30 board is up in Las Vegas. Let the heavyweight bout begin. He's wild to the front of the line. Stephane Roncada. Bubba Stewart sits in second. Oh, my.
And this is what we talked about. Someone needs to start to get out front. And, wow, Bubba going backwards. The Suzuki getting by right there. Looks like that's Hepler that's moved up into second place.
It's a 15-lap affair, and Stephane Roncada fires the first shot. Here comes Bubba Stewart on the inside. Broc Hepler to the outside. Bubba takes second place.
He's got the line, and then Ivan Tedesco also coming in to bang a little bit with Hepler. But the story right now, Roncada's got a clear shot. He's had the fastest lap times in practice. Can he make them work right now?
So as we take a look at our Butterfinger hole shot, we can tell you it's Roncada, Stewart, and Hepler. Tedesco currently sits in fourth. Cameron, the Kawasaki's like a magnet to the Butterfinger hole shot.
And surprisingly, a lot of guys dove right inside there. You would have thought more people get pushed to the outside, and Bubba working it.
Triple for James Bubba Stewart, one of the few 125s who can pull it off, and now he's all over the backside of Stephane Roncada. 2:59, won the piece of 21 in a 125 East-West Shootout title.
Watching the whoops, he has tons of speed. We'll see if he sets him up. He does. He goes to the inside. See if he can get up there, but he can't. Roncada faster through that whoop section.
Stephane Roncada able to hold off James Stewart for yet another lap. The green flag is out, and let the battle begin. Roncada out in front, and this is somewhat of a surprise. Ivan Tedesco is quite a ways back, sitting in third. He got past Hepler, but here comes Bubba. Bubba to the inside. Roncada right back, but Bubba's got the line on the outside. Takes a look back and says, how do you like me now?
Well, if Roncada can be in the play, look at that.
My!
Oh, and he comes in. I was just going to say, Roncada is not afraid to bang. He doesn't care if James Stewart is the man coming up or not. He wants to prove he has the mettle to battle with anybody.
Did he just awake a sleeping giant? James comes right back, gets the pass back. Here comes Roncada at the triple.
Oh,
You've got to be kidding me.
Back at him. And right now, James has that inside line. Let's watch it.
Oh, what a move!
How smart was that? Roncada stops outside wide, dives inside, and is safe. Oh, he saw the setup coming.
We've got a chess match going here. The Dave Coombs Senior 125 East-West Shootout. It is Stephane Roncada and James Stewart at the front of the pack. Now James is going to work on the inside line. Lots of speed coming in. He grabs some binders. He's going to check this out. What do you think, triple?
I think so, and Roncada's taking the line.
Yep.
And Roncada's smart. He's staying where he thinks or knows James is going to go for the triple, and he takes the line away from him. He's not able to do it. And now Roncada on the inside, and James following.
Unable to triple out of that. So Roncada moving ahead now. I think everyone out there probably wondering, does Stephane Roncada have 15 hard laps in him?
Well, that's been one of the questions all year long. We've seen him in front. We've seen him run great in the heat races, but he seems to run out of gas at lap 10. Is it a conditioning issue? Possibly.
We're not even a third of the way through, and Stephane Roncada leads James Bubba Stewart here at the Dave Coombs Senior 125 East-West Shootout, Las Vegas, Nevada. It was a prize fight, Bill, as Tedesco and Stewart. Right now is Tedesco's teammate, Stephane Roncada, who is leading the charge. Stewart sits in second, Roncada in first, Tedesco in third.
Now let's see if Stewart does the first two triples there. He has room behind Roncada, pulls up a little bit. And everybody came to this race saying James is going to run away with it.
Well, the turning point was when James Stewart looked around back at Roncada, gave him some kind of look. Roncada has since been on a tear, shutting him down at every corner. I think Stewart still has some tricks up his sleeve, but when we come back to Las Vegas, the battle rages on. Will it be Tedesco? Will it be Stewart? Will it be Roncada? Look at this action. An event that started in 1998 is fast approaching its 7th year as the sport's annual kickoff showcase. The Maxxis U.S. Open, October 8th to the 10th, will feature all of your favorite stars on their new factory rides for the first time ever. Can defending champion Chad Reed hold off Ricky Carmichael, James Stewart, and the rest of the field? It's only a few short months away before the bikes invade the MGM Grand Garden Arena, October 8th to the 10th, Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the Dave Coombs Sr. 125 East-West Shootout from Sandboy Stadium. Todd Harris along with Cameron Steele and Jamie Little. This is the battle, 1 and 2. Stephane Roncada out in front. He picked up the Butterfinger hole shot. James Stewart led for momentarily, and then Roncada came back and put a move like we have never seen put on James Stewart before. But James now once again in pouncing position, Cameron.
And he's looking to get to those inside lines. And you know, one thing I'm looking at right now is Roncada's not looking back. He's trying to race ahead, but James Stewart has the speed in the woods. Now what does Roncada do? He tries to dive to the inside. Oh!
Someone peppered Stephane Roncada's Wheaties with courage because he is going right up into James Stewart, showing us some tire, something that he hasn't seen all year long. Look at the speed Roncada's showing. Look at this. Show him a wheel, young man.
Well, we know Roncada fears no champion a couple years ago, taking Ricky Carmichael out to the Vales at one of the Nationals. So Roncada fears no man.
So James Stewart is now your leader. He is followed by Stephane Roncada and Ivan Tedesco. And here's a good battle coming in. Nathan Ramsey, number 25, on board the Honda, the only man to beat Ivan Tedesco on the 125 West circuit right now. Wow, look at the speed he's showing.
How is the speed he carries through there? And see if he can do it again in this whoop section. Looks like Ivan just kind of skimming and looking back. That's something we don't see from Ivan Tedesco very often.
Ivan Tedesco sporting the 1W plate by virtue of his 125 West victory. And the man who beat him in San Francisco, Nathan Ramsey, number 25, on board the Honda right now, doing a great job. Ramsey currently sitting in fourth. Meanwhile, James Stewart out in front is starting to lengthen his lead over number 21, Stephane Roncada.
Well, you might think it's a pressure situation for Ivan Tedesco. I was in his trailer all afternoon talking to him. He seems so calm, cool, collected. You wouldn't think that he was feeling the pressure. And, you know, probably if you ask James Stewart, he's like, hey, don't run the number 1. That thing's bad luck. We remember what happened to James last year running the 1 plate.
Well, right now, Ivan Tedesco, man, we saw most of the circuit on the 125 West make passes come to the pack, but right now he is chasing 2 very inspired riders, and he's got Nathan Ramsey on his back wheel.
Nathan on the game in those whoops, especially that first longer section, catching up.
Here's the interval. Stewart to Tedesco, that's first to third, over 6 seconds. And unfortunately, I have a feeling that James Stewart is starting to lengthen that. He has got clear track over 100 yards ahead of him. He's going to go triple here, double, and down. Meanwhile, the chase is on. Ivan Tedesco. Watch this. Tedesco's got it. Ramsey's got it with ease. So there's your split screen. On the top is your leader, James Bubba Stewart, number 259, on board the Kawasaki. Many wondering if he's going to stay on board Kawasaki when he makes the jump to the next Supercross season. He goes to 250. The battle for third, a good one. Ivan Tedesco currently sitting third with Nathan Ramsey in fourth.
And you see Ivan dropping a bit in the whoops on the bottom right of your screen. Nate Ramsey on the run again. Both of them a little bobble on the exit there.
This has got to be a frustrating position for Ivan Tedesco because I think he thought he would be up here doing the same thing with James Stewart. Right now, he is nowhere near James Stewart. His teammate Stephane Roncada is trying to do that job, and it's Nathan Ramsey that's just keeping Ivan Tedesco's hands full. Ramsey's speed through that whoop section, Cameron, is unbelievable.
And the track, when I talked to Nate Ramsey today, he seemed really comfortable with the track. And when he saw the whoop section they put in, he was looking like he was pretty pumped on the whole deal. And right now, you know, after talking to him today and watching him ride, he seems pretty inspired. It's unfortunate he didn't have a better start and was more up in the mix with Bubba and with Roncada.
So you're running order right now with Stewart, Roncada, Tedesco, and Ramsey. Ramsey threatening Ivan Tedesco to take away that podium position right now, and does he do it right here?
And in that long whoop section, it looks like Ivan has one whoop somewhere just past the middle. And they're both flat tracking it there. Ramsey a little squirrely on the come out, but it seems like there's one whoop in that long section that Ivan's front wheel is dropping down into. We're going to have to see. Maybe it's where he's chosen to go in the track. Maybe the line speed in a little bit more. Wheel dropping in, but it doesn't seem like he's skimming all the way across through all of them.
If you're just joining us, this is the 125 East-West Shootout. Dave Coombs Senior Memorial. Your leader right now, James Stewart, being followed closely by Stephane Roncada. And the battle we're watching right here, this is for third place. The 1W, the 125 West champion is Ivan Tedesco with number 25, Nathan Ramsey, right behind him in fourth.
Here's that wood section. Let's see if we can see. This looks like Ivan drops there in the middle. His front tire didn't come down. His back tire definitely did drop down a bit. He had made some time on Ivan on that lap. And I'm sorry, he had made some time on Nate on that lap. And now Nate's right there again.
Yeah, always seems to come in that one section. Meanwhile, as I look at the track, Stephane Roncada is staying within 50 yards of James Stewart, so he's not running away with it. Riders down on the track ahead of James Stewart. That's going to slow him down just a little bit, but Nathan Ramsey continues to look for a way to get around Ivan Tedesco. Our credit goes out to the dirt work folks, Mr. Winkler's crew. They have kept this track in great conditions despite warm temperatures today, Cameron. Everyone thought it might blue group, get slippery. They did a great job.
Definitely the best job I've seen with this Vegas track because of the heat in the day. It's been tough, but
as we slide back, so we know Stewart's out in front. That's Roncada, Tedesco, and Ramsey. This is 188. Davi Millsaps currently sitting in 5th place. A kid who really got into James Stewart in their heat race, running in second behind Millsaps. Looks like Broc Hepler, the other young rider, number 60, also on board the Suzuki.
We talked about Millsaps switching to the 4-stroke just this last week. He loves the motorcycle, and his heat race seemed to be on fire. And here it just doesn't look like he's had, you know, the start or not right in the right position. And Broc Hepler still trying to give chase. These guys are teammates rocking it out in the same rig.
Youngsters, 16 years of age, certainly bright. You factor in Ricky Carmichael going over to Suzuki. Tell you what, Roger DeCosta's got to be pretty happy with his stable of riders. 188, Davi Millsaps going through. Broc Hepler, number 60, going through. Hepler out of Pennsylvania on the Suzuki RM Z250, American Suzuki Motor Corps and Dunlop sponsored bike. And Davi Millsaps out of Cairo, Georgia on the Suzuki RM 125. American Suzuki Motor Corps Dunlop. The change to the 4-stroke. What do you think brought it on?
Well, one thing that I was thinking about, and I asked Davey, I walked up to him today and I said, hey, Bigfoot, he's got gigantic feet and his boots are monstrous. And I asked him, I said, how much do you weigh? He said, 175 pounds, so he's one of the bigger riders in the 125 class. And, you know, a little bit more power, a little bit more tractor there, helps him get over the jumps. That was the one thing he said was a big difference. He said if he was on his 125, he wouldn't be able to clear the 1 triple that everybody's been having a hard time with.
Yeah, and I'll correct myself quickly. He's still got him listed on the Suzuki RM 125. As we go back and take a look at the battle for 7, looks like Hansen is in there, number 68 on board the Yamaha. This is the battle for 7. You know, young Hansen, he had so much pressure, Cameron. I think when he went back east, it was just taken away from him. Back to the battle for 3rd. Ivan Tedesco, and here comes Nate Ramsey. Maybe he's figured it out here.
Same spot in the woods. He just makes all kinds of time. Then he has a little bit of trouble coming out of that one. Now we'll watch him go through the lap. Ivan seems to put the time back on him. If Nate can just get to the inside possibly on that wood section and set himself up just a little bit differently instead of being on the outside of Ivan when he pulls up next to him.
Dave Ramsey certainly deserving to be on the podium here at the end of the Dave Coombs Senior 125 East-West Shootout from Las Vegas, Nevada. But so is the 1W of Ivan Tedesco. He has been dominating all year long in the 125 West Circuit. And right now it's Kawasaki 1, 2, and 3.
And there's your only 2 guys that win on the West Coast right there in your picture. So we know they're both capable of being out front. And the teammate Roncada running out there with James Stewart. Pretty incredible story. I'm really stoked to see Ron doing it. And here's that work section. He pulls up alongside, but he doesn't have anywhere to go. You got to wonder if he could try to do that on the inside. And
this time he's a little cleaner through there.
And
now he has the inside line.
And he pushes out Tedesco just a little bit. Keeps it clean, but you can definitely see he wasn't turning as tight as he could be.
So the Kawasaki stranglehold at the front has been relinquished. Nate Ramsey joins the fray. He currently is in third. Ivan Tedesco now sits in fourth. Tedesco's going to have to work some of that hot sauce magic if he wants to make it a Kawasaki sweep. And it's the final lap here on the 125 East-West Shootout. James Bubba Stewart has been absolutely dominating tonight, sporting the retro gear of his favorite rider of the era, Mr. Bradshaw. So the new beast of the East, James Bubba Stewart coming through. Stewart takes the checkered flag. Your winner, 125, James Bubba Stewart.
And James is stoked after last year. I asked him about it. He's like, you just see he doesn't even want to talk about the crash. Roncada coming up. Congratulations. Big James. James Stewart Sr. Yeah, I think he's happy about it.
Oh, we're going to dance.
Oh, well, come on. Are you kidding me?
I'm thinking the Soul Train cameras, get ready, because it's a sprinkler, the dirty worm. Maybe he doesn't want to get that new gear dirty. Who's number one?
Big Daddy stoked.
He's asking it like we didn't know beforehand. James Stewart puts on somewhat of a reserved show there, but dominating. The first few laps, Stephane Roncada, give the young man credit. He ran with him, did a great job. Wow, he broke a sweat even this time, Cameron.
Well, the big story, if you would have asked me or told me that Ivan Tedesco wouldn't finish on the podium, I would have laughed in your face, but fourth place.
Well, he deserves this ride, and I think a lot of people in Supercross are going to miss him in the 125 class. Other 125 riders aren't going to, but James Stewart has said that he will make the jump up to the 250 class for Supercross. He still has an outdoor season, though, to contend for.
And that is his mechanic, Jeremy Albrecht. We call him J-Bone, the former mechanic of Pro, Jeff Emmett, so no stranger to championships. And
these have someone tune your bike, J-Bone's not bad.
These guys are quite a team, and they get along so well. You talk to them in the pits, and Jeremy's relaxed, Bubba's relaxed. Everybody is just calm and cool.
Well, a great show indeed. The heavyweight battle was just that. The players just a little different. When we come back, we'll talk to that man and the rest of the podium when we return to Las Vegas, Nevada, Sam Boyd Stadium, the Dave Coombs Sr. East-West Shootout. Supercross on ESPN2 is being brought to you by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters. By MX Unleashed, available now for PlayStation 2 and Xbox. And by Suzuki, maker of performance-driven motorcycles, scooters, and all-terrain vehicles. And welcome back to Sam Boyd Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the Dave Coombs Sr. Memorial 125 East-West Shootout. And the conclusion, well, what a great race. As we take a look at our Honda 125 main event results, your winner on board is Kawasaki, James Stewart. Stephane Roncada holds on for second, and Nathan Ramsey picks up the final podium position. A great night of racing, and I think once again, James Stewart showed who the man was. Right now, let's send it down to Jamie Little.
Todd, I'll tell you what, two of the best battles we have seen all night, hands down, were these two guys, well, with their own separate battles. And Nate Dogg, right at the end, you know how to lay down the hammer. Tell me about your battle tonight.
You know, it was really close all night with me and Ivan. I was behind him for a long time, made a huge mistake, lost some time, but my Honda was running good, so I caught back up, and I just knew 15 hard laps, and he left the door open kind of over the finish line for the last lap, and I just squeaked by. I'm happy to be there. It was a good series. He's the champ. My hat's off to him. I wanted to win this thing tonight, but we're amongst some good riders. So, I'd like to thank God for keeping me safe, and, there's always next weekend.
All right, great series it's been for Nate Dogg, and oh my gosh, this guy surprising the heck out of a lot of people the way you rode tonight. You made that guy work for it. James Stewart had to earn it tonight.
Yeah, he sure did. My Kawasaki was great off the start. I got the hard shot, and that was great. And James was right on me right off the bat, and he was putting so much pressure on me. It was pretty fun the first couple laps. We had a good battle going on, and I really wanted to win. I mean, I have to shave. I don't know when I'm gonna shave. I have to win before I have to shave. So it's too bad I didn't win, but I'm really stoked I was able to battle James. He's a great rider, so I'm happy.
All right, well, the consensus is they're both glad it's all over with.
All right, thank you very much, Jamie. Congratulations to Nathan Ramsey on his podium position in third, a timely pass on Ivan Tedesco, and Stephane Roncada in second. A great run for him. But the man of the hour, James Bubba Stewart, number 259. He's standing by with Jamie Little.
Well, you guys, back in 2002, he took this exact place on the podium. He won the shootout as well, but that was for the West Coast. Now we're back here on the East Coast. Hey, you came out and conquered what you had to do tonight, but, you know, Roncada kept you honest.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? You know, Jamie, I struggled all day long. You know, we had pretty crappy tracks, you know, doing just water and stuff, but, you know, it turned out pretty good. You know, I felt like, you know, it's just confidence right now, but, you know, I felt like if I was going to lose a race, it was going to be this one. So, you know, this is a good confidence booster, and, you know, it's just ready for outdoors, baby.
All right, so you guys do realize this officially was the last 125 Supercross race. Are you happy? You a little sad?
No, you know, I'm awesome. You know, it's just time to step up, and, you know, like I said, you know, if it was one race I felt like I was going to lose this year, it would have been this. I struggled all day long, but my Kawasaki, Rick Ash, you know, my boy David Banner, T. Haynes, and Jamie Little, and all you guys out there checking me out. All time, baby. All time 125 winning the Supercross. It's the way to go out.
In October, we're back here for the Maxxis U.S. Open held at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. October 8th to the 10th, the exact dates. Get your tickets now online. And don't forget, the motocross season starts up in just a few short weeks. First stop, Hangtown, just outside of Sacramento, California. That first airing Saturday, May 22nd. And as always, check your local listings on ESPN2. Supercross tickets go on sale right away for this event, and they go on sale for the entire season in July. For Cameron Steele and Jamie Little, I'm Todd Harris saying good night from Las Vegas. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Your winner from Vegas, James Bubba Stewart Jr. Good night from the desert.